Bueno, pues vamos a ver si nos podemos zumbar a la Doris. La jodida esta. Vamos a ver.
Woe unto thee! Your hand is shaking. Touché! I smell you. On guard. My children, my beloved, die for the behold Kinslayer, the disgrace of she.
Venga ya, hombre.
Will she
Empezamos.
be the queen again once they all share her fate?
Ya empezamos.
Come to me, my son.
Ya, hombre.
Wait. I beg you, wait.
What?
Joder, 1 minuto 40.
I don't
Ha
want to
durado.
die.
Joder, con lo que me ha costado antes.
Will you spare me then? Save this cadaverous carcass of mine. Does your heart beat a little faster now? You fancy me then, Doctor?
No, Miss Fletcher. My dead heart will beat for only one.
Ah! Is she pretty? Is she sweet and tender?
To me, yes.
Ah! I hate her already.
I know. And this is partly why you must be destroyed.
But you just said.
That I did not come here to kill you, yes. But I realize now the threat you embody must be stopped.
Will I be remembered? Will you?
You were Doris Fletcher. The greatest actress of her generation. No one can take that from you.
Thank you. And farewell. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Farewell, Doris.
Bravo! So dramatic. I love it.
McCullum.
How strange I seem to find you whenever I'm inquiring about that Skal infestation.
I mean you no harm.
I'm not here for you. But once I put all the pieces of the puzzle together, I'm sure we'll have a little chat.
Stay away from me, McCullum. You and all your war dogs.
That I can't guarantee, Dr. Reed. But I'll let you go. For now.
I should probably leave the theater right now.
A ver, muerte y acción. Derrota Doris. Vale. Venga, hombre. Anulado. Abogado.
The West End should be safe now. But London is not. It would be wise to benefit from the Ascalon's protection while I continue my research during the Great Hunt.
Joder.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now. So Doris just needed to be close to her audience to infect them. Contagion through skin. Very disturbing.
Bueno, voy a ver si...
I cannot enter.
Joder. Bueno, realmente dónde tengo que ir a cruzar, ¿no?
Over there! There's one of them! There's one of them!
Y por cierto, Solarei, Apuri. Joder, con el cargando de los huevos, macho. Joder. te pones así de tonto. Coño, ¿qué haces aquí, Asbury?
I've been formally...
But it's you.
Please forgive my...
You certainly have an inquisitive mind.
And the same to you.
¿Dónde estás?
Welcome back, Bias.
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
I did my best.
The important thing is, we won. A made...
Thank you.
Now, I have another task.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for such a task.
I can hear the hesitation in your voice, Dr. Reed. I admire a man of principles. But in this matter, there is more at stake than your moral comfort.
It's not a moral question, Lord Redgrave. It's the responsibility of giving immortality to a man I barely know.
Nonsense. Aloysius has been a member of the Ascalon for years. This is but the fruition of a long-held plan.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Before I go...
All right.
Why
Because he is about to die. And he just may be the most influential...
Did he?
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least. But it is entirely mine.
Does he know I'm...
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reed. Especially...
You invite...
Not allowed as members, no. But considering the circumstances, I thought you'd like to have her here to witness your triumph.
So it's a temporary admittance.
Something of a bargain, considering the crisis we're currently facing.
How would you like...
Don't worry. Aloysius has had many years to prepare him.
So shall...
Yes. Aloysius will gratefully sup on your blood. His heart will slow, then stop. But he will rise again as one of us.
Is there...
Our blood alters a mortal body so deeply that some don't survive the metamorphosis. They die for good. But Mr. Dawson has been preparing himself for a long time.
Goodbye.
Understandably, you...
Goodbye.
Are you all right?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson. To make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you...
I'd like your advice on the matter.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turned the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
Please, tell me more.
As long as you know.
What would happen if I made...
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight, William Marshall.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
How can you...
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about...
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Jonathan. I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I...
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall. And yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
What would you have me do about...
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor? Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, my dear.
Vamos a ver.
It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
Shot! Sleep spotted! Watch out!
Joder, macho, me va allí.
Christ, he's dead! Oh, Christ!
va. Vamos a...
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains, am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
Hombre, pues yo creo que le vamos a zumbar y le vamos a matar, hombre. Es la cosa. Siempre montones de 5 chelines. ¿Qué pasa? Que...
Reduced in rank for falsely accusing a man of murder. I wonder what Inspector Albright thinks about his punishment.
Habrá que preguntárselo a ver qué dice. Ahora otros 5 chelines. Claro.
It's locked, all right.
Vamos a ver.
Finally you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
Sir, I'm going to end your life. Do you not wish to discuss the procedure for even a minute?
I don't have a minute to indulge in idle chatter. I can't feel my leg.
I will become your maker. Do you
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
What do you know about the Guard of Pre...
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed. And I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London, I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as they are spotted.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across...
Yes, it will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England...
By doing so, you will also create two separate...
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient in the past.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
You don't deserve immortality, Mr. Dawson.
What? What are you prattling on about?
I don't believe I've ever met a man so bereft of empathy. You, sir, are despicable.
No!
Este le tenía que matar.
You can't. I made a deal with Lord Redgrave. I'll finance whatever he wants. Please, just ask him.
Sleep now. Rest now. Forever.
I would have lived forever. Who are you to decide my fate? Who gave you the authority?
tratamientos. Eso está bien. Oh, muy bueno. Aquí hay otro. Uy, mira, 500 chelines. Eso está bien.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn as expected?
Alas, Aloysius Dawson was not brought back to life after his death. The man is gone.
What? What happened?
He didn't survive the procedure. He was too weak.
This is unacceptable, nevertheless. You were given the simplest task.
Well, get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone!
Te reventó. Hostias. Ay, que van a ser las 8 ya, qué desgracia. Ay.
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget. What are you?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She's...
Did anyone see you?
Who said I took the streets? How do you think...
How did you meet?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers.
What kind of...
I knew nothing of your maker, but we talked. We talked.
Lady Ashbury in the sewers?
She said she was your friend, and that she sought the idea...
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what...
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack.
Wait.
I'm listening, but...
Where?
She said she will go home. She needed to...
How did
She presented herself humbly at our gate and asked.
What do you...
Her soul is good, yet tainted with a deep sad.
Why did she come to...
I am old Bridget, the buried memory of the city.
Why do I feel like...
Because I used to know him quite well, and he is afraid I may...
You're Elizabeth's informant. You're the one who told her about Lord...
Yes, but my words were not meant to hurt or threaten.
No time to lose, then.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the...
Yes.
Is this still unknown to her? Go now and take care, young Ekon.
Tengo que ir al hospital de Pembroke, pero bueno, ya iré en otro rato. Por hoy ya se acabó.